Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to take you on a bit of a journey with me. How can I take my existing recipes and actually make them better? And today we are starting with brownies. This recipe has been tried and tested more times than I can count. It's simple, it's reliable, but I've always felt like it could just be more. So I decided to break it down, test a few different versions, and build it back up. One is the original version, one flop, and the last one might just be the best brownies I've ever had. And they also might just be the best thing I've ever baked. So let's get baking. I spent a few days tweaking, testing, and questioning every brownie making decision. Now, just so we're clear, this did not take only 3 tries. I wish it had. But I figured for content's sake, we'll pretend that I nailed it in 3 tries. Version 1, the baseline. I've had this recipe in my back pocket for years. It's the one I make when I need something quick and that's guaranteed to please. But every time I bite into this, I think to myself, this recipe could go so much further. No brown butter, no fancy techniques or equipments or ingredients. Just cocoa powder, melted butter, chocolate, sugar, eggs, and some flour. It's easy and it gets the job done. It's the kind of brownie you make when you can't be bothered but you still want a win. But the middle lacks chew, the top is a little dull. It's clearly missing that crinkly, glossy finish that we all know and love on brownies. And the flavor, while it is good, never really stuck with me. It almost always felt like it was something out of a box. To be fair, I've been using this recipe for almost 4 years, so clearly it did something right. But I think I've just outgrown it. It's comfortable, it's done its job, but not quite the moment anymore. I didn't want to throw it out, I just wanted to push it further. Make it something richer, sharper, something you remember even after you've had the last bite. So obviously I did what any completely reasonable and sane person would do. I spiraled into a brownie identity crisis. Version 2. AKA the flop. Out of all the versions I tested, this one unfortunately came out looking the worst. I mean, it barely even resembles a brownie. But hey, to be honest, for the purpose of this video, it was perfect. I tried to make it fancier by increasing the fat ratio. So more butter and more yolks, and less flour to get more of that fudgy texture. And I also wanted to try a different technique altogether. So in this one I added no melted chocolate whatsoever, only cocoa powder. I bloomed the cocoa powder in some hot espresso to really bring out those lovely chocolate flavors. The logic made sense, but the result, not so much. The texture is more like warm fudge left in a really hot car. The flavor, just sugar, no backbone. I mean, this one, even my cat judged it, and he eats plastic for fun. This version, while promising on paper, the moment I pulled it from the oven, I knew something was wrong. It was shiny, but not good shiny, like a puddle of oil shiny. Honestly, it looked and smelled like regret. Now it's version 3, aka the upgrade. For version 3, I slowed down. Started with brown butter for depth. I also replaced some of the granulated sugar from the original recipe and swapped it out for some brown sugar for more flavor and more chew. Whipped the eggs with the sugar for a really long time to create that nice crust on top. Added a touch of espresso powder, not for flavor, but just to wake up the cocoa. And just a touch of cornflour to add a bit of chew. Also, I added a tablespoon of oil, just enough to soften the center and give it that gooier vibe. You know, the one that tricks you into thinking you'll have just one square of brownie, but the next thing you know, you're elbow deep in the brownie tin and you have no idea what happened? Yeah, but I mean, with brownies this good, who needs self-control anyways? Last, but certainly not least, I added some chocolate chunks before baking. Because at this point I figured if we're going all in, we're going all in. Subtlety left the chat at this point, and honestly she can stay gone. The batter is thicker, glossier, it feels and looks different. And once it's baked, yeah, I'm really proud of that one. We're in a completely different league. This is no longer your weeknight emergency dessert. This is a brownie you bring to dinner parties so that people think that you know what you're doing with your life, even if you don't really know. Whipping the eggs and the sugar took a bit longer than I originally planned to commit to, but I've seen it in bakery methods and I just really wanted that crackly top. And once I poured in the brown butter chocolate mixture, the batter just made sense. Glossy, thick, everything the first two weren't. Also, you want to add the chocolate butter mixture while it's still a little bit hot. This will help the sugar and the eggs dissolve a little bit. This is one of the tricks to getting that crackly top. And trust me, it's totally worth the extra effort. Side by side, the difference is obvious. You can totally see the difference even between version 1 and version 3. I'm not even gonna talk about the visuals of version 2. No comments. But these two, there's a clear difference. Comment down below, which one would you prefer to eat? I'm definitely team version number 3. Version 1 is lovely. I know this recipe. I know what to expect when I make it. But version 3, it's like an updated, upgraded version of version 1. The original is fine. The failed version is forgettable. But this last one, it's bold, structured, intensely chocolatey, and somehow still balanced. Exactly what I wanted, without overcomplicating the process. It's basically the first recipe, but with a few add-ins and a few changes. And they make all the difference. This is definitely the recipe I will be making from now on. No question. The cocoa actually tastes like chocolate and not just sugar. The chew is perfect. The center is still gooey without being raw. And the crackly top on this one, you know the brownies that you see in bakeries where you're like, oh wow, that's a bit overpriced, but you still pay for it anyways? Well, now you can make it yourself at home. Well, it is perfect, unless I spiral again, and in that case you will get another updated video. Brownies, version 55. It's weird how making one recipe over and over again teaches you a lot more than you expect. The final version isn't reinventing the wheel. It's just slowing down and actually asking myself, what do I want this brownie to taste like? The full recipe for the final version is in the description below. Let me know if you have any other recipes that you would like me to fix. I mean, some of them are hanging by a thread. I hope this felt like a journey, because that's what baking is for me. It's creativity, improvement, and with me there's always a little chaos. Please hit that subscribe button. You really don't want to miss the next one. It's a good one, I promise. If you do try the new brownies, please let me know down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. I really hope you try this one. It's my new favorite brownie.